Kid, welcome to KidTime StoryTime. Hi there. Hey there. Hey Red Bear. Hey Doug the Dinosaur. I bet that this is like one of those, maybe like a poetic book because it looks very artistic.
I'm gonna say that it's one of those wild fantasy books where kids go on a crazy adventure.
What if I tell you that you're both wrong?
That's impossible.
I'm pretty sure that we're right.
Actually, what if I told you that MANJHI Moves a Mountain is a true story?
What? A true story?
But storyteller, I have to tell you something.
What is it, Doug?
People cannot move mountains. I mean, it's a nice saying, you know.
Yeah, it's a nice saying, like move mountains and stuff, but it's like a poetic saying.
Yeah, you can't technically move a mountain.
But what if I tell you that MANJHI did just that?
Impossible!
Yeah, impossible.
Or is it?
She's making me think that maybe it's not impossible. Do you think that's possible?
I don't know. Maybe we should listen to the story and find out.
Good idea. Okay, storyteller, Red Bear and I.
Yeah. We decided to sit with you so we could get to the bottom of this mountain moving situation.
Yeah, because, I mean, if we could move a mountain, that would be kind of cool. I mean, if we could do that.
Imagine all the things that we could do.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to read the book. Okay.
All right. MANJHI Moves a Mountain, as you guys move my book around. Let's see here. Oh, I guess that's the mountain. It's a big mountain. Did he really do it? Well, I said he did, so let's find out. Deep in the heart of India, a mighty mountain separated two villages. I'm just playing the music in my head for you. Can you see the book? I'm going to close up just a little bit to make sure that you can see because I know the writing is a little bit on the small side. Okay, a little bit more. How's that? A little bit more? Okay, that's good. That's good, right? You can see everything? I think so. I hope so. Yeah, you can see everything. I just want to make sure because, you know, I like it when you read along with me. Okay, so we're in India and there's this mighty mountain and there's two villages, one on each side of the mountain. On MANJHI's side, nothing grew. It must be this gray side here that looks very empty. People were hungry. Children gave up walking the 40 long miles to school on the other side of the mountain. Oh no, the school's on this side over the mountain? Can you imagine having to walk 40 miles to school? I know you can't. Let's see here. The grown-ups groaned on the jagged long climb to plow the fields or shop at the market. So the school's on this side, the stores are on this side, everything's on this side except their houses. On the other side, over here, on the nice colorful side where we see all kinds of life popping, well, on this side, rice and wheat flowered and flourished. People's bellies were full and their pockets jangled with money. Because, well, you could grow stuff, right? All right, let me make sure you can see the book over here, the writing. Every day, MANJHI paused at the top of the mountain to catch his breath and gaze at the two villages, his home village and his school side and shopping side and the side of plenty. And he wondered, why should some people have so much and others so little? It's a good question. He's staring at this. Look at how lively, and there's people buying bread and people doing their groceries, and here's a guy up here in his cart and he's bringing in more food and supplies. But over here, you don't see any supplies. You don't see any stores. People here, carrying a big thing of water over his shoulders, and he's bringing a big heavy sack he probably brought from the other side. Can you imagine 40 miles? One day when you're driving in the car, ask your parents to let you know from home to where you're going if it's 40 miles and you'll see how long that means. Well, as MANJHI tried to think of an answer as to why the two sides were so different, and he made his way down the mountain to plant and harvest on the other side. He was thinking, going down, thinking. He's thinking thoughts, thinking thoughts. He's pretending he can pick up this mountain. He's pretending he can move it. He's thinking, if only the two villages were closer, if only the road between them were easier, if only there was a way to move the mountain. Frustrated, he picked up a stone and he threw it down. Crack! Did he break something? He saw a sprinkle of powder and he knelt down, just like so. Here he is kneeling down, and he felt it between his fingers. Aha! That was it! What was it? What was it? Is he gonna pulverize them? What's he gonna do? Manji hurried to his hut for something to trade. Something to trade. Oh, okay. I wonder what he's up to. Well, he didn't have anything that anyone would really want except 3 goats. Meh. He gently looped ropes around their necks and searched until he found someone who would trade a worn hammer and chisel for 1, 2, 3 goats.
Hey, I like your goats.
Thanks, I'm selling them. Would your dad like some?
Actually, I could use 3 goats. Yes, I could use 3 goats.
So, he's making a deal for a hammer and a chisel. But what is he going to do? Hammer and chisel that huge mountain? That seems like a lot. Let's see, do I have you all in here? Yes, I never have the book this tight, but it's just that I want to make sure you can read it. So, what did Manji do? He hurried back to the top of the mountain. Remember, it's 40 miles and it's uphill. He top of the mountain, he positioned the chisel, he aimed, and he swung the hammer and clink! Powdered rock and tiny chips sprayed everywhere. So it means the rock, it was sort of soft underneath if you chipped at it. You know how you can take a rock and you throw it really hard and it's still a hard rock? Well, this one was not a hard rock. It became powdery. So powdered rock and these tiny chips, right? So over and over again, Manji swung, gung, swung, boom, swung, boom, until it was too dark to see. Clink, clank, clunk, over and over again. That's a workout. His sweaty, throbbing fingers rubbed the rough rock. He felt a dent. It was small and bumpy, but it was there. 2 inches, 3 inches. Oh, his shoulder was aching, his head was pounding, but his heart was lighter. That's right, lighter. He picked his way down the mountain and across the dirt path. He tumbled into bed. You know he's completely pooped. Why do you think his heart felt lighter? Do you think it's because he thinks he found a solution to the problem of him and his entire village? All too soon, a rooster crowed. It's morning. Manji rubbed his eyes. His hands were still raw with blisters from all that clank, clank, clank last night. Remember that? Still, he climbed the mountain. Oh my gosh, again, that giant mountain. Oof. He climbed it. He gripped that hammer and pounded the chisel for hours. Hold, aim, swing, clank. Then he scrambled down to hoe, water, and weed on the other side. Because he's doing a little farming. So he has to hoe. That's it. He's digging up the dirt. And so he could water, weed, pick up the weeds so they won't interfere with the growth. And then as soon as he was done farming, he rushed back up to the top of that mountain. Hold, aim, swing, clang. Hold, aim, swing, clang. Day after day, Manji clenched that hammer and chisel. Hold, aim, swing. Night after night, he slid dusty fingers into that hole and he'd measure 1 foot, 2 foot. After a week, he could crouch inside 4 feet, 5 feet. You crazy! People told him. A man can't change a mountain. It's there before he's born and after he dies. Well, that is true in most other cases. But Manji could see something they could not. The parting of the mountain into 2 great halves with a road in between. That's what he was seeing. A road where people could get to work, to market, to school, even to the hospital more easily, and nothing could stop him. Not words like, you can't do that. Not time, as in, oh, I gotta go farm, time's running out. Not even the mountain itself could stop him, which sent chips and powder tumbling down his shoulders and whitening his hair. A year passed? Oh, that is persistence. Can you imagine a solid year? His shoulder muscles must be amazing. Every day, Manji was a little stronger and the hole a little deeper and longer. Look, it started up here. We're down here now. 10 feet forward, 20 feet forward. 10 years passed. Still, it was too far for children to walk to school, and the sick often couldn't get to the clinic in time, and the villagers spent countless hours climbing to work in the fields and shop in the market. But Manji did not slow down. Hold, aim, swing. He pushed forward, 30 feet forward, 50 feet forward. The size of the hole towered over his body. See? It looks like he's got a little help, got a couple buddies believing in him, a couple kids watching what he's doing, and a dog just watching. Maybe when they get a little bigger and stronger, they can come and lend a hand. After 15 years, people started to see what he had seen. Do you see this right up here? Do you see? The mountain has a dent, a pretty good dent in it. And a mountain is huge. Can you imagine making a dent that size? He didn't use an explosive. No. Did he use a machine? No. A bulldozer? No. A hammer. After 15 years hammering, people started to see his vision. Adults who had been kids when he started, they were marveling at it. Kids who had never known a time when he wasn't striking the mountain watched in awe. Like, wow, that's the mountain man who etches the mountain and makes that hole. And everybody's like, hey, Manji, hello, Manji. Oh, there's that Manji. Well, he's so strong. See? They're all like, wow, because that is an extraordinary man. 100 feet forward, 200 feet forward. Now, each time he returned to his task, Manji could see that helping hands had made the hole a little longer than he left it. Like little digging fairies, they'd show up and help and keep pushing the progress forward to help him out. What a relief. And he found food waiting for him too. Look at that. Food. Look at how, there's a beautiful pie and some breads, and there's cookies. And it looks like some kind of meat-filled pies over here, maybe some cheeses over here. He needs to fuel up after everything that he does. Baskets of warm roti, dripping with melted ghee. Tins of spicy dal tickled his nose. Tickle, 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 tickle. Once he unwrapped a cloth to find a shiny new hammer and chisel glinting in the sun. That's a big deal. A new one. A shiny, that's going to be really helpful. Although that poor old one, it really has served him very well. By the this is a story of true persistence. By the 22nd year, whispers swept through both villages. Is it really happening? I don't believe it. It's been so long. I always knew this day would come. I never knew this day would come. I thought he'd be chipping forever. Can you believe this day's here? This is history in the making. They were all shoulder to shoulder, gathered. Parents would lift the little ones on their shoulders so they could see to the other side. They wondered, is this going to be the day? Hold, aim, swing. Men, women, children held their breath. Manji could hear his heart beating. You know how you hear your heart beating inside your chest when you're really nervous or excited about something? And it was beating so loud it sounded like a hammer hitting the rock. Hold, aim, swing. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Swoosh! Where once a mighty mountain stood, there was nothing but open space and broken rocks. Celebrate! Celebration time! Come on! I mean, if this isn't worth celebrating, nothing is. He has opened a path through the mountain to connect the two villages. It's incredible. I mean, no one would have thought it could be done. Nobody would have done it. Manji looked from one village to the other, but for the first time, there weren't two villages. There was just one, sharing water, hopes, dreams, and a man who had moved a mountain. Wow. So now you know when you hear people say you can move mountains, you really can move a mountain. No obstacle is too big. And now normally I don't read the author notes, but I thought I did check it out beforehand, even though I never read the book. I always read it for the first time with you. And the notes were so good, I wanted to share them with you. Dashrath Manjhi was born in 1934 and he lived to the age of 73. That whole process of opening up that hole in the mountain took 22 years. It was 360 feet long, 30 feet high, 20 feet wide. And for most of those years, people made fun of Manjhi. And he was just a poor laborer. He was from the lowest caste in Indian society. And caste means in the class, and he was considered the lower class, and they just made fun of him. And people who are from poor like him and from one of the lowest castes like him, they were expected to live in a certain place, like that poor village, and they had different access to jobs, schools, hospitals, and land. Well, this is very romantic part of the story, that they say Manjhi began his task for his wife, who supported his dream, but she died. So he went ahead and did it as a labor of love for her because she believed in him and his mission. And let's see, by shortening a treacherous trek to a manageable 9-mile walk across a safe road instead of up over that long walk over the mountain, he changed everyone's lives for the better and gave them hope that there was nothing that you couldn't do if you believed and you persevered. Well, when the Indian government discovered what he had done, they gave him a reward for his achievement. They donated a piece of land for him, which is a big deal for the government to give him land. Somebody like him would never have owned land. But what did he do with that land? He donated it back to his village for a hospital to be built. And today, Manjhi is honored and still called the Mountain Man in India. So how about that? Now you know that when people say, you can move a mountain, kid,
Like, they really mean it.
Does that mean we have to go move a mountain? Because, well, that looks like a lot of work and I'm not that strong.
Also, I am not allowed to handle hammers or any kind of tools.
Yeah, me neither. That one time we kind of got in trouble.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
no, I don't want you handling hammers or anything like that, but I do want you to know
What?
persistence.
Oh, yeah. It's all about persistence, which means that you stay strong. Is that right?
I think so.
You stay strong and you face all your obstacles like a mountain or anything that is in your way. You just keep working until you get over your obstacle and achieve something great.
Wow, you got inspired.
I mean, that book is inspiring.
Yeah, I have to agree.
I am so glad you think so. I, too, am incredibly impressed.
You had not heard of Manjhi before either, storyteller?
No, I learned a lot of stuff here with you guys.
That's cool.
Yeah, because, you keep learning at all ages. Now you just happen to know something way before I knew it at your age.
Oh, that's kind of cool. We learned something before storyteller did.
Yeah, we learned it at the same time. Me, significantly older than you.
No, not that much.
We can't tell how old she is, can we?
We're not supposed to.
All right, kid. See you next time. And remember, you can always move your own mountain.
And come back anytime to KidTime
Storytime. That was really inspiring.
I know. I was like, do you want to go maybe dig a hole or something?
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, let's go.